Welcome back, my friends. I make all my own homemade liquid plant foods. Anybody new to my channel, here is the banana bin. That's banana skins, and the juices flow there into that drum. I've got a wormery that's running, and I'll collect the juices off that. At home I've got a fish pond, and I harvest the fish poo. This is my comfrey pipe, and that's where I collect a concentrate. That's what I got last year. This year I've got a better start. My comfrey barrel for all the offcuts, and there's my nettle tea, and this is the compost bin runoff. That's where we collect everything from the compost bin. New for this year, I've got my manure bin, and here I collect the runoff. Just need some manure now. So it's now time to collect the nettles. Now you can only really collect the nettles at one time of the year. You might get a second show of nettles, but we need to get them before the seed heads form. So a little bit of effort now will keep me in a good stock of nettle tea. I've emptied this out into two 20-litre barrels, and the dregs from the bottom I put on my strawberries about 2 or 3 weeks ago, just to give them a bit of a boost. And I must admit, even though these were only planted last year, they're doing extremely well. So it's just getting the timing right for using the foods, and I'm experimenting all the time. So what do we need? Wheelbarrow for the journey, a big stick, and the barrel. So let's go. So this is my favourite spot. Unfortunately the road workers have picked their spot to dig a trench for some ducting, but there's plenty here. Look at those, how lush they are. And we've still got no seed heads on them at the moment, so they'll be ideal. Oh, we're making a bit of headway in there. Now this is what I'm on about the seed heads. The seeds are just started to form there, where they're not doing that little sting, yes. They're not formed there. So this is the one we're after. That doesn't matter, it isn't really gone to seed properly. Get me wooden stake. Realistically, because we're grabbing them in bunches, they're not going to compact down much, and there's quite a bit of weight there actually. So I'm going to clear this, and because I manage this area every year, I do get some good nettles. In other areas you've got all sorts growing in between them. I don't collect the roots, I normally take the stalks halfway up. Well, that's about half an hour's work, guys, so well worth it. So as I'm pulling them out, we're getting stalks and the roots, so we break them off there as we hold them in our hand, and that's ideal. Let's get these back to the plot. So we're back at the plot 400 or 500 metres later. I'll get this covered and keep the, well, I don't mind the rain getting in at the moment because of the water issue, and I'm going to siphon some out these. As you can see, the tanks are actually under here. There's underground frog what's names underneath and everything, so I didn't think I'd end up in this position. So let's just show you how to siphon water from a tank without actually getting a mouthful of water. Let's get a piece of pipe that'll actually reach the bottom and come over the top. Just going to submerge the pipe. Try and get all the air out. At least one end. I've lost the other now. Put your thumb over the end Oh, still got air coming out. Put your thumb over the end, under the water. Who's had a mouthful of dirty water or diesel in the past? But at least I can get some water out to top those nettle leaves up before they start rotting. Now some of you might say, well, you know, handling those nettles, do they sting? Yes, they do sting, but not as bad as when you're going to the wife to ask her for money to go and buy some nitrogen food from the allotment shop. So I'd much rather have a tingly sensation in my hands for a few hours than go to the wife asking for money. Well done to Nick for winning my competition, and as soon as the decorating's done and I feel confident to ask the wife for my credit card, your gift will be on its way, my friend. Now, we don't need a lot of water, that's just sunk down well, as you've probably seen. So I want it as strong as possible so that I know that I've got a good mix for the magic mix and using neat around the allotment. Someone asked me about the seating arrangements for my allotment here in the wildflower and wildlife garden and the fruit garden. Well, I've got that one positioned over there, which I sat on this morning. And then I've got this harbour here, just got to get that roof on, and hopefully that'll be done this weekend. And I'm keeping this well watered so that those new wildflower seeds don't dry out after germination. I've actually put 56 litres of water in there. It's just started to float now, and as you can see, it's surprising, the water just compacts itself. This is about a 180 litre container, mainly because I cut the top bit off, so that when I cut the lid off, we cut the lid off there, then I cut that much off, then that lid there sits inside there, so it's about 180 litres. That'll be great stuff. The best nettles I've got last year, they just started to go to seed, but you can't be too fussy. They're just as good, but they're even better if you can get them at that stage without the seed heads. Thank you very much for watching, commenting, subscribing. If you are new to this channel, I do budget, as you've probably heard. I don't ask the wife for much, and I do budget myself about £20 a month for the allotment, but that does go on major things. And this year I haven't bought any fertilisers at all, other than one bag of similar to 6X. It's like organic manure, and I do get it for all sorts of things, like collecting compost from off the side of the road. And I'm even growing a potato in a bucket of stones. Fruit trees are new to me, but if you want to follow my allotment journey, please do. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.